Hi, it's me, Tameika Isaac Devine. I wanted to bring you a message today about something that's been on my heart for the last few days, and it's about servant leadership. Recently, I announced that I am a candidate for the mayor of the city of Columbia, the city I love so much, the city that I grew up in, and that I've been serving in the capacity as a city council member for the last several years, and have now decided that I wanted to offer myself as the mayor of this great city. And I was talking to some constituents and done some recent interviews just about me and my leadership style. And someone asked me, how would I describe my leadership? And I really describe it as someone who is a true servant leader. And I know that people use this term a lot, but the question is, what does true servant leadership mean to you? And what does it look like as you lead in whatever capacity you're leading in, whether it is in your organization, in your community, as an elected official, in your home? How does your true servant leadership look like? And so I wanted to just bring this real quick message about some things that I've been thinking about and how I would describe the way I view servant leadership. Now, when I think of a servant leader, I think of course, Jesus Christ. I think of my pastor. I think of the great community leaders throughout this city and this state and this country. I think about teachers and those who work with our kids. There are so many people that are true servant leaders. The leadership isn't about a title or a position, but it's about how you lead and how you serve, and more importantly, how you live. So I wanted to just think about three things. I'm a Baptist girl, so I try and break things down in three things, but three things that I think about when I think about true servant leadership. One is making sure that you're leading by example. It doesn't have to be about what your title is or your position or even your responsibilities in a position and what's been assigned to you, but really, truly, how are you performing at your best? How are you leading? How are you serving? I am a graduate of the great HBCU, Hampton University, and in our alma mater, it is said that we let our lives do the singing, meaning that people should be able to look at us and see the excellence that Hampton prepared us for and brought out of us. Our lives should do the singing. Our lives should show people truly what it means about service. And so you shouldn't have to necessarily explain your service, although sometimes when people ask a question, you have to say where you have served or give people examples. But if people are able to look at you and see your heart, see that you are doing things for the right reasons, see that you are truly leading by example, that's a true servant leader. Number two is about making sure that you are not doing the service for a recognition or thank you, because quite honestly, you don't always get that. There are a lot of times that things get done and I don't get a thank you, I don't get recognition for, and that's okay, because that's not why I serve. That's not why I lead. I truly believe that you are in a position to do certain things. You are serving in a community to help folks. You are leading, working with kids, because that's something that you truly want to do. And that should be thanks enough. Now, of course, I understand that it's nice to get a thank you. It's nice to get recognition. And that's just a cherry on top. Well, I don't like cherries, so I'll say whipped cream on top. But that is not why you do what you do. There are so many times that you will do things that you won't get a thank you. Quite honestly, there's sometimes that you will do things for somebody else, and then when they're in a position to do something back for you, they won't do it. It's not for you to be bitter or upset about that. It's just to remember you gave out of a place of service, and whether they recognize it, they appreciate it, they thank you for it, they return the thanks by giving you something in return. That's not important. It's about how you led, and you did it because you gave from a place of service, and that is why you did it. And then lastly, I think about the saying that we're all blessed to be a blessing to someone else. As you serve in whatever capacity that you're serving in, whatever position, whatever organization, whether you have a title or not, if you are blessed and you are serving, you will be a blessing to others. And you may never, ever, ever know how many people you've truly blessed or touched. But God knows, and they know. And so I'll leave you guys with a last little story. The day I announced my candidacy for mayor, I was overwhelmed by the number of folks who reached out to me and said certain things. But the thing that brought tears to my eyes was an email that I received from a young lady that I helped. And she sent me an email. And when she sent me the email, she said she had reached out to so many other elected officials and appointed officials, and nobody, and not slight on them, but nobody even responded to her message. But when I got her email, and she sent the email like in the middle of the night, and I'm an early bird, so I get up early and I check my emails. And so once it became appropriate, or a little bit after 8 or 9, I think, I gave her a call because she left her number in the email. And I called her. She told me her situation. I told her that I would see what I could do. It wasn't a city issue, but I got on the phone and I made some calls and I contacted some folks who were in a position to help her. All I got back was she didn't respond. And of course, she was in crisis at the time, so I would not have even expected her to respond. But the folks who I reached out to said, we're gonna help her. And and they did. And I didn't hear back from her until the morning I announced that I was running for mayor. And she sent me an email and said, "You probably don't remember me, but you helped me at a very pivotal point in my life." She said, "I reached out to you for some help because my life was in danger. You didn't ask any questions about, you didn't ask personal questions. You just took my information. And she said, I don't even know what you did, but I know a day later, my situation was made better and I've received a lot of help that I needed. And you saved my life and I'm grateful." I would have never known how that really worked out. I wouldn't have known how much it meant to her, and probably would still never know had I not publicly announced that I was running for another office and she saw it on the news. But God knew that I helped, and it just makes me feel good that whatever I did, a little part of the role I played in it, it helped her get to where she needed to be. And so that's what true servant leadership is about. And so I bring you this message, not because I'm running for mayor, but because I felt like as I was thinking and really truly analyzing what servant leadership is about, we all have to recognize that we all can be and are servant leaders. The question is, how will you let your life do the singing? How will you show that through your actions, your words, the kind gestures you give to other people? We're at a place in our world that we need more servant leaders to step up. We need servant leadership in every role of government, education, community, every single part, because we all have a role to play. And as we continue to lead by example, as we continue to let our lives do the singing, as we continue to serve from a place deep down inside of us, that we know that we've been truly blessed and we are blessed to be a blessing to others, our world will continue to get better. So that's my message for you guys today. I hope it gave some insight and helped some folks, and I look forward to connecting with you some more later. If you want to connect with me, again, in my campaign is divineformayor.com, or just as Tameika, you can always go to divinelife.com and email me there. So good night, God bless, and I'll see you guys later.